Hey, Love, how's it going, man? I am just getting set up real quick. Does the angle of the camera look okay? I'm obviously on a tripod with my phone, and sometimes I just have a hard time getting the angle on this gooseneck right. I'm looking at it on my side, it looks okay. Maybe zoom in a touch. You can't see the DMD. Alright, I guess we'll start playing like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna play for a little bit. Figured I'd do it on stream here for maybe an hour and a half or so before I got to get some stuff done today. How are you doing today, Chilada? You hanging in there? That hardest one to get up there is that furthest one to the right. Of course, the two I have left are the two outside ones. Come on. Yeah, I gotta say, this game though, I really need to dig into the rules more, kind of figure out what you're really supposed to do. I mean, I know when you get the multi-ball up here, what you're trying to do is get the ball up to this upper play field and kind of hit the flashing light. That's to get your bonus. But other than that, I know it's you're hitting these things to advance targets. But there's definitely got to be, more to it than just getting multi-balls and jackpots, but shit, there might not. Yeah. Let me see if I can get that up there again. Get up there. How's everyone doing that's watching the stream? Looks like there are about 7 people, maybe now 10 people watching. Good morning, everyone. Just doing some wake and pinball. I gotta get better at nudging the ball up there. Missed it. Shit, late. Come on. Get up there. Alright, so I got multi-ball going now, so what we'll do is get a ball up into that upper playfield up there while juggling the other balls. Got the bonus. Kinda don't know how I did that, because I've had a luck. Because I was more watching the bottom flippers than the upper ones. I just happened to hit it. Nudging. Just got my danger. Sorry, just gonna quickly look at the chat here. Definitely not as bad. Yeah, are you talking about like the weird like slowdown in the on the sound from coming from the ROM? Because yeah, I've noticed that too, where it just kind of like, you know, it's like a not to date myself here, but it's like, you know, if you had an old, like a cassette player, well, if you had a record player and you slowed it down to like half speed, or you had a cassette player where the battery's dying and all of a sudden it just starts going kind of slow. Because the other thing that I would say, now again, it's a little bit, it might not be as bad as I originally said, but because I've got my volume turned way down, so you can hear me talk over the stream, but I kind of found that like the music and the sound effects and stuff was much louder than the ROM as well. You know, and that again has happened on several of the Williams remakes, where it's like the sound from the ROM just doesn't seem to, it's not keeping up with like the rest of the sound of the table. And I get it, it's old and they're using the same audio, but you know, if you got the surround sound kit, like you want that sound booming. You gotta figure out a way to remaster it or something. Yeah, and I apologize. I'm noticing too, I'm on like a really long delay on my stream, and I forgot to go in. Chilada, I was watching your video on your streaming setup, and there's a setting to go in there to change when it comes to like the latency of what's happening versus what's on this actual stream, and I forgot to change that. I think I still got it on the default setting, which is like the lowest setting, so it's like everything that I do here is got a pretty significant delay on the Here come the guards. I think they might want to rethink that. Did I get it? Got it. And then I lost the other ball because I took my eyes off of it. Already at 5 million. I'm still on ball 1. I know it's still early. My PB, I think I'm at 8 or 9 million at this on this table. Don't want to jinx it, but maybe we're on our way to a personal best first game right out of the chute. Shit. Got it. Oh. Take it down a notch here. There. Shit. Here come the guards. I hope they're not coming. Holy crap. Alright. I think 3 jackpots in one game is my record. The thing I'm not sure about though right now is within a multi-ball. Shit. I gotta use that center post, but also, damn it. So it looks like you don't necessarily have to reset the jackpot. You just get it back up there again and hit it again. Could be wrong. Again, I should have delved into the rules, the actual rule set on this by now, but I'm busy with other things. And sometimes it's fun just to fucking play it. Damn it! Okay, well, I was just saying I might be on my way to a personal best, so that's a way to not do that. Yeah, 6 to 7 second delay from live on stream to help with the smoothness of my streams. Yeah, so I just need to set it to that middle setting that you recommended. And I forgot to do that, but I was also setting it up on my phone. And again, this is a little bit of an impromptu live stream just for a few minutes. Oh, what the? Come on, man. That was terrible. See, every once in a while, even though you have like the heavier balls on Zen, you get that occasional, like that ball hit the base of my flipper and just popped up in the air just out of reach of my flipper, and I was, again, my attention was split between this ball and the ball up there, and then they both dreamed, which was fucking fantastic. Alright, let's go one more game on this one here. But yeah, like right now, you can kind of hear it, that sound, the music in the background, it's just a little bit off. Shit. But this game, you know, my initial thoughts on it in terms of like strategy on this, and it might be kind of like no shit kind of strategy, but it's like I don't see any other incentive than to just keep doing that and getting the multi-ball. Oh shit. Right off the flipper. I mean, is there any reason why you wouldn't just keep doing this, keep going for those multi-ball jackpots? I don't see why not. Shit. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Let's try again. The ball would not be on the end of my goddamn flipper. Yeah, so I was trying to do that, and I completely gacked the shot. Give me a break, it's still early. Oh, come on. Now I'm tilting a little too much. I keep getting that warning. That's why I shouldn't stream, because I do stupid shit like that a lot. So anyone who's watching this that's like newer with, you know, VPN, or newer AtGames owner that's just trying to learn, you have bad games like this all the time. Just bad luck, bad bounces, you know, lost concentration for a minute. Don't worry about it. Just keep playing, keep learning, keep practicing. And sometimes, you know, luck is with you on the game sometimes, and eventually you get better and better, you learn. Myself, I'm just learning right now how to adjust a little bit, make sure you get that, hit that shot consistently, you know, wait for the tip, wait more for the tip of the flipper. I was just getting a little bit too anxious, a little bit too early. Tip of the flipper, but that's too much tip. That's what she said. Okay. Come on. You know, show a lot of love. Ever since you mentioned that, the music, like I hear it more and more now. Like it's struggling. I gotta check Pinball FX to see if it does it on there too. I don't believe so. I feel like I would have noticed. Alright, come on. Stubborn ball. Play a game, drink every time I brick that fucking shot. Oh my god, right down the middle. That, and I gotta get better at remembering that there's that center post. The center post can help you. It didn't help me there, but that's because I was flipping if I hadn't. This game, huh? Jesus. Doing terribly. You know, you want to progressively get better, and I'm progressively getting worse, and I'm regressing on hitting that damn shot consistently. I do not know why. I can't seem to hit the outside of a freaking barn. Burn it. Okay. Let's see. Ball just. Oh man, this game is really screwing me now. Funny how you go from one game to like hitting that tunnel. I mean, I was hitting that tunnel no problem in my first game, and now jeez, the ball comes out quick. God damn it. Let's see if I can get that again and not gap it this time. No. Shit. See, the problem is with balancing the one ball, I need that right flipper when the ball gets up there, so I need to get rid of the ball quick. And of course I missed it. Damn it. See, and I was just completely watching the top and not seeing whether, oh my god, I cannot hit that lane. And that's the drawback, right? And I guess that's the challenge of the game, is like I'm trying to get that ball trying to hit the jackpot up there, and I decided to completely ignore the lower ball just to try to get the jackpot and hope I got it before the lower ball drained, and of course I didn't. No, you. Wow. Playing terribly this morning. That's what I get for waking up and saying, you know what, maybe I'll play this morning and live stream it. Oh, come on. Our swords are thirsty. Here come the guards. Oh my god. That happens to me so much. And right at pinball too, where I'm lining up my shot and another ball just gets in the way. Just pedestrian crossing the highway on foot. It's like, come on, man. That was a Magic Pixel move right there, where it's like the ball's on one of these side walls, and it's inevitably going to come down, hit the top of the slingshot, and try to drain. So that's a preventative measure of don't even give it the opportunity to screw you on the out lanes. Nope. Tried it again. Probably made it worse right there. God, I'm sucking this one. Alright. Maybe I should switch over to Brad Pinball. Uh-oh. So, yep, it looks like I got passed by Eric Rabideau. So, for this table, for folks that are not, super familiar, I mean, essentially, if you look at the leaderboards, you can kind of see how, I got 3 billion shots. This Eric Rabideau got 4. Chelada, who's in the chat there, you got 5 yesterday on a game you said took about, an hour and a half to get 5. I'm curious to know how long Ben was playing. He has 7, but not only does he have 7, so for me, one way to kind of look at the scoring as well is like, everyone here on the top, like you can see that they, again, the billion number, you can see how many times they got the billion shot, right? Because you can't really get a billion points. But also, like, if you look at Ben, if you take all the billion shots, billion points away, that 799 million probably would still be the top for anyone playing, because you just, so anyway, that's one way to look at it. If you remove the billions and just kind of see, wow, some of these scores, like even with with the lack of billion shots, like you would have, Spartacus would be up here, but again, you can kind of see on his game, he probably just got unlucky and just didn't get the billion shot, but he has 300 million points. So anyway, another way to look at the scoring on this, because it is, if you kind of look at it, think about it, it can be somewhat unfair. It's the luck of the draw on how often you get that billion shot when you're playing a game. But I mean, obviously there's some skill to it as well, because you've got to be able to get to the point of being able to spin it. So that takes a lot of skill and a lot of work. But but for people that can do that, and you can do it multiple times within a multi-ball, it can be, it can be rough when you're like working, and all of a sudden you get, I mean, if you look at the outside here, so special is the extra ball, which, I've gotten quite a bit, but there's a 1 million and a 5 million. I get the 5 million quite a bit, 10 and 50, outside of the billion. So like, what we've kind of found in playing it for these first few days is like, you can probably get the first 2 billion relatively quickly if you get to that spin shot, within the first like 3 or 4, you'll probably get 2 opportunities at the billion. And after that, they are just much harder to come by. And so on this one here, I still have not, like, there is no, see, look, I mean, I pull it back there, do that, like, there's no consistency when it comes to the plunge. So I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing, because you know, the inability to just consistently hit 200K every single time, you know, does keep scoring down a little bit. But like there are other tables that it's like, you know, if you literally plunge it, you know, like Whitewater and Funhouse, where if you pull it to a certain level on the plunger, it's going to go to the same place every single time, and it's consistent. Here, it is not. I was wondering if it was because it feels like my plunger on my machine is starting to get a little bit wonky. But no, it's definitely the game. Like you pull it back, and there are times where I pull the plunger back and I let it go, and right as I let it go, like the plunger on screen actually pulls back, like it jerks back another, like, you know, quarter of an inch, which is just enough to throw off like the distance of the plunge. That happens to me a lot on some tables, so I think that's more of a issue with my plunger not reading properly. Oh boy. Alright. Dead bounce over up the ramp. Oh my god. Alright, I'm just getting warmed up. I took my eyes off the screen to look at chat when I shouldn't have while the ball was in play. I'm stupid. Alright, for fuck's sake. So, interesting note. Okay, so for me, and I know Chilada, if you're still watching, you know, you had a method for when the multi-ball comes down to kind of, you know, I think you flip it up to this area here to, you know, just delay it enough so when the second ball comes down, you can kind of nudge pass it over to this flipper. I'm just having a hard time getting that to work for me. My method has always been, you know, doing this on Zen Pinball World and others, is when the ball comes down, I like to shoot it up this ramp and get it bouncing around in the bumpers, and that gives me plenty of time for the other ball to kind of come down, and I can, you know, kind of try to do something with it. It's not you know, it doesn't look pretty when I do it, but it's been effective for me so far. It is obviously it's not very consistent, but anyway. But the thing that's a little bit frustrating on this compared to Zen Pinball World, which I get it, it's the way it should be, so I'm not really gonna complain about it. But when you play on Zen Pinball World and the ball comes down here and it hits this, so you've got this little metal thing here that kind of stops the ball and kind of filters it to this, you know, this smaller area here. But on Zen Pinball World, the ball comes right down to your flippers every single time. You don't have to worry about it going over. Here, it doesn't do that. It will sometimes hit the bottom of the slingshot and sling over. It does vary in where it comes down. So again, it's fair. That's what it should do. But it's still frustrating nonetheless, because you're expecting the ball to come down just like that every single time, and it doesn't on this platform. It does on Zen Pinball World. So if anyone has that app that they're playing on your phone or your iPad, every single time you shoot it up into the bumpers, every single time it's going to come right down to your right flipper. See, like, oh my god, I can't believe that just didn't go all the way up there. Oh shit. See, and that, alright, well that just screwed me, because like that ball should have gone around. I didn't see what happened, but like that right there, that ball coming back down the ramp just screwed me and created just enough like chaos where I couldn't quite get it back. Okay, so maybe I should tutorialize a little bit while I'm playing. Very simple. If you see the space shuttle flashing, you shoot that ramp, it's going to come to the bumpers. When it's not flashing, it's going to stop and go into whatever body part you're trying to fill, mouth, 2 eyes. So now that I've done 1 eye, I'm going to plunge here. Add 3x. Ball's going to come down. And then right back up the ramp. So as we talked about, like if the shuttle is flashing, it's going to the bumpers. If the shuttle's not flashing, it's going to the bride. That's a good way to know whether the ball's coming back or not. Okay, come on, man. All right. Now, let's not gack this here. That's 1. Get it up there. Okay, so I got a little bit lucky that it came down to my flipper here, but usually, again, my method is get it up that ramp, let it bounce around, let it roll down, and most of the time it's going to come right down to this flipper. You just have to be prepared and watch it. If it comes down and it's leaning towards the bumper, chances are it's going to hit the bumper and go slingshot this way, and you got to catch it. And then usually you can catch it no problem with the right-left flipper. And then you can do it again. Just shoot it back up there, because chances are, you know, it's gonna come. Eventually, it'll come down to your right flipper. So that, to me, is my method. So for me, best shots to practice: this ramp, that lane up to the bumpers. And so what I'm doing is, like, when I hit that ball there and I saw it doing its kind of long bounce and it was going to come to this flipper, that's why I was like, quickly, okay, well, let me get that ball up there and then catch the other one. So again, it takes a little bit of practice, a lot of practice to be able to get to that point, but that's what you want to do. So let's see what we get. So this is the first time getting the big wheel. Boom. Yeah, see, I told you, gives you the billion pretty quickly right away. There we go. So there's the billion shot right there, and then just do it all again. Oh God. Try not to screw up the shot. There you go. So now it's going to be another big wheel spin. The chances are of it getting me another billion is unlikely. 50 million. And you just got to see how many times you can do it. So again, I have, for me, it does look like a lot of luck in being able to get both balls trapped up like that. I think there is an element of that. I would agree. Big wheel, 10 million. Oh, God. Oh, wow, it's just not going to let me do it, huh? Come on, get up there. You're going to get another billion. Extra ball, that's fine, I'll take that. But this is, again, what I'm talking about for anyone who's, you know, learning to play this. It's how often can you... Oh boy. Ah! Damn it! And that happens, you know, that was just two balls kind of getting caught up with one another, but it's alright, you know, and that's really this game, is just start the process over again. Just trying to juggle those two balls and get them both back up the same ramp when you need the same flipper to do it. that's really the challenge, man. It's not easy, but it obviously can be done with some practice. Oh boy, I almost telling you. Sometimes those, when what you expect to be a roll becomes a bounce, there's a little bit of a panic move setting in here. Okay, so there are two. If you're not familiar, there's basically, when the ball is up here, there's 3 different lanes it can come down. One comes down here, and then there's 2 intertwining lanes. Excuse me. The one that has the peace symbol, well, actually, I can't really call that the peace symbol because that's underneath it. It's hard to see, everything's flat. But basically, there's one that feeds down to this in lane, and then the one that has the little fireball there, that's the one that leads back to your plunger. And then when you get it back into the plunger, that's when it adds 2x, 3x, 4x. So basically, every time that you plunge, every time you get the ball down there, it adds a multiplier to your amount on that plunger. So, good thing to keep in mind is, again, as many times as you can get, again, a little bit of luck involved, but as many times as you can get the ball down that lane and re-plunge, you can add up and add up and add up. And if you get good at hitting that 100K, 200K shot, I mean, you're getting up into the millions really quickly. See, there you go, multiply. So there, and this is the other way, a locked ball. Now I'm replunging, now I'm times 4. So 100K times 4, 400K right off the bat. And again, for this table, now again, when you get the billions, I get it. This is the complaint, I think, or the concern with this table. It's unfortunate that once you start getting that billion shot, getting into the billion points, it does make the rest of the scoring feel bit hollow. But I guess one way to look at it, though, is like, look, you're gonna have other people on the leaderboards that are getting that 1 or 2 billion shot. So now it's like, okay, what can I do in addition to the billion point shot where I'm competing with the other billionaires, So for me, like, I've got 3 billion, I want to go for 4 billion, but even though I get 4 billion, I still want to have 4 billion plus a certain number of hundreds of millions so I can be above that person in that kind of, we'll call it a bracket of the Billionaires Club. So I guess that's one way to look at it. If you get depressed that all this other scoring is so small compared to the billion point, but you still want to build up your score, because if you want to be up high on the leaderboards, you want to try to get. Oh my God! I can't believe I just screwed that up. I'm just talking too much. You want to try to get as many, hundreds of millions to go with your billion so that you can, be above that person. I know it's like, I'm saying something that's kind of like no shit, but it's just one of those mental things you have to kind of keep in mind when you're playing is like, oh my God. Sorry, I gotta stop talking and concentrate on it. But it's one of those things where it's like, don't think about it as, the rest of these points are meaningless, because you're still trying to build upon your billions to be, again, if you're in that 2 billion bracket, you want to be the top of the 2 billion bracket. If you're in the 3 billion bracket, you want to be top of that, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, if you want to be the complete top of the heap, then obviously you want to get as many billion shots as possible. I think we saw the leaderboards, Mad Ben Han. I think he looks like he got like 7 billion plus. But then if you looked at his millions, not only did he have 7 billion, but he also had 7 billion and had like 800 million to go with it. So like, so my point is, keep getting those other points to add up. Like this. Every time you can plunge and get, well, hopefully better than that, but, jeez, that bounce just came out of nowhere. I'm just blowing all my extra balls here. See, that was a 25K, so it was like too hard, but like it's just so inconsistent on where you need to plunge it. Hi, hello for anyone watching. Good morning. For anyone who is waked and baked on a Saturday morning, just watching some pinball. This is Bride of Pinbot. Williamsback 7 just released this week on the AtGames 4KP. That's what I'm playing on right now. Oh, you son of a bitch. And this is another thing too, you can't, shouldn't necessarily ignore that small wheel spin. You can get light jackpot on that. Be a couple million points, and especially if you're further into the game, it could be even more. I think I got on my highest scoring game, I think when I got that jackpot, it was like 5 million points. So builds up over time. Damn it. I don't know how I can plunge it the same way. Consecutive plunges. One gets up to 75 and one stops at the 50. Like, not even remotely consistent. God damn it. I am really screwing the pooch on the multi-ball. And I just... so you know I'm not locked in. I never do that. Never hit that post dead on like that for a straight down the middle green. But I just did it. But yeah, I think a lot of people would be like I could see, there's a 200K shot. I could see why people might think, oh, this game's boring, you're really hitting the same ramp all over again, which is, in some ways is true. Oh my god, see that? Sorry to cut myself off on that first part, but that happens from time to time. It's rare, but it does happen. There's really not a lot you can do about it. The ball's coming down here, and it just tips off the top of the slingshot, and it doesn't actually activate the sling, so it's just enough to go right down the middle. And it does happen. Happens enough to be annoying. It can be frustrating. My recommendation is don't get too frustrated by that. So again, billion points. Got one billion wheel. So it was like 1 out of the first 3. Alright, let's try to get locked in here. And that is the way to not get locked in here. So that was times 2 because I went down that lane. That's what I was talking about. You have to be prepared for it. So it kicks off that. Sometimes it's coming down the lane. It barely kicks off that little metal piece that's coming down and comes right to the bottom of the flipper, and then it slingshots. Or sorry, comes to the bottom of the slingshot, and then slingshots over to your left flipper, and then you kind of gotta do it again. Alright, so I'm going to get a ball lock here, and I'm going to get another multiplier on the plunge. Now it's 3x multiplier. And I hit it all the way up to 25k, which sucks. And then back up the ramp again for the other eyeball. And try to brick it twice in a row, like I just did. Son of a... And that's what I get for rushing it. I was trying to be slick and just like nailing it on the run on the fly instead of slowing down. I guess it's the irony of like that ramp, I will say, is a really easy shot to hit once you get the timing down. But just sometimes maybe not so much. Shit, of course. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh my god. That is the challenge with trying to, juggle the 2-ball multi-ball, man. Just one ball just gets in the way. So if you recap what happened there, I was lining up my shot to get it up the ramp. And then the other ball was kind of just floating in space there. So I shot the ball. It hit that ball, caused that ball to drain down the out lane, and then this one, just completely gagged. So anyway, not only did it block me from getting the first ball up the lane, but it made the second ball drain. That's about as bad a luck as you can get on the table when you're trying to juggle those multi-balls. Hey Jabba, good morning, good afternoon in the UK. Nice score on the VR on Creature from the Black Lagoon, Pinball FX VR, man. I've been trying to play that table because I really like that table. God, it is so different playing it in VR than the AtGames. And I'm really having a hard time adjusting because the AtGames is obviously with a much heavier physics. It's much more predictable on where the ball's going and what to hit. God, I'm like, I feel like I'm relearning how to play that table all over again. Because like on AtGames, I've got, I can't remember what my score, I think I've got like a 13 billion point score on the AtGames. But I can't even break a billion. Oh God, that's just me talking and not focused. But anyway, nice score, Java. I'm just trying to get to that billion point mark. I've gotten to the point where I can obviously get the multi-ball and save the woman. But I just got to play it much differently on VR than I play on the 4KP. but I did for a hot minute yesterday or 2 days ago. I had the top score on the Charlie Brown Christmas, and I've been passed since. But what's funny, I got like, I think I even beat my score in VR. I beat my score that I have on the 4KP, something in like the 80 million range on Charlie Brown Christmas, which is pretty good. I just haven't gotten to trying to get to activate that wizard mode, and it's hard. Charlie Brown, there's a lot of modes, a lot of stuff that you need to do on Charlie Brown to get to that point, and some of the stuff that you need to do definitely what did I just hit? Oh, 4-loop combo. Okay, that was a little bit luck combined with a little bit of skill there and getting one ball up there while keeping the second ball on my flipper. That wow. Don't mean to suck my own popsicle on stream here, but that was hard to do. Takes a bit of time to get used to the physics. Oh, that's going right down. Stop. Oh god, I put them both in there. I did. Oh god, okay, come on. Get up there. Come back to my flipper, you bastard. See, this is where the game, you know, sometimes you have to question whether the game's trying to screw you, because look at twice it kicked it to the slingshot, and like that little small tip off the slingshot, that doesn't always stay on your flipper, man. Oh my god. Gacked that one, but at least I gacked it to somewhere safe. Okay. Can we get up the ramp, please? I'd like to see if I can get a 1 billion point shot here. This is like pressure luck. Big wheel, 5 million. God. See, 5 million feels like a whammy. Shit. Oh boy. Oh god. See, those balls just reacted a little bit unexpectedly there. But yeah, you're when you're spinning that big wheel, it's like billion, no whammy, stop. If you ever see that show Pressure Luck, it's a game show. Oh, right down the middle. Fuck you. Yeah, it takes so 60 million. 3 of us are in the top. Yeah, I think I noticed there a couple of us up on the leaderboards for Charlie Brown. You know, I gotta say, you know, again, I really enjoy playing the VR versions of these games. But the thing that the VR has, and I know that like regular Pinball FX has this too, but I have never really played it. But like on the VR, I really like doing the campaign mode and doing the challenge modes and things like that. Now, part of it is because I'm trying to collect all the stuff for the for my game room and try to get, you know, the posters and the statues and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm really enjoying like the challenge modes more than just straight up playing the games in there, which is great because it adds something. Like I said, you can't do that on the 4KP, so like it adds that added element of like, oh hey, yeah, let me try this, like the 1 ball challenge, let me try the time challenge. And I'm actually, so not only am I kind of like rediscovering these games in VR where they play and look so different, it's like almost playing a completely different game, but also like just those added elements of the challenges and that campaign mode, you know, getting the collectibles like that, I'm really enjoying a lot. And I'm probably spending more time doing that than just, you know, sitting down and playing the game straight up like I do here on the 4KP. Oh my god, come on. Okay. Can we get up the ramp, please? Thank you. Yeah, top 10. I kind of assumed I knew what you were. I assumed what you meant there. Top 10. Okay, so as I was mentioning here, you see the space shuttle's lit. It means it's going all the way around to the bumpers. Or you can screw up the shot and hit the small wheel hole instead. Good God. Yeah, maybe playing early morning pinball is not a good idea for me. Oh, extra ball just lit. Okay, cool. Let's try to figure out what that noise was. God. Okay, so yeah. All right. So again, for those not to know, when you light extra ball, it's the in lanes and out lanes. Move the light to here, get it up the ramp. When the ball feeds down, so when the balls are going to feed down, I'm going to get that extra ball. Oh, God. I'm telling you, man, I am like... I know I make this 2-ball thing way harder than it needs to be. Again, we are watching Chilada Love and how he does it. It's much smoother and much less chaotic. For me, I'm just trying to like get the balls to a place where I can kind of settle them down. The thing I haven't figured out yet is why on the DMD it says 750K, but the pop-up score says 1.5 million. I don't know why you get double. That's one thing I've not seen in the scoring of why the DMD says one thing. Right down to the flipper. Oh, you son of a... Wow. Again, I made that way harder than it needs to be. And I'm making this way harder than it needs to be. Come on, get up there. But yeah, transformation is supposed to be... Oh, God. It's supposed to be 750K points, but the pop-up score says 1.5. And I just got 2 million for that, so there's something doubling it. There's my billion-point shot. Now... Just got that. Chimes play Happy Birthday to You. Is that what they're playing? Like, I thought, I don't... Like, I hear the bumper chime. I know exactly what you're talking about. I hear the bumper chimes go back and forth, but I don't... Is it Happy Birthday? I thought it was a Christmas song, but I could be wrong, but every time I hear it, I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like something. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do, but lucky. Okay, so there, once again, making it way harder than it needs to be, but I got the balls where I want them. No, now not. God. Nope. Damn it. See, and that's the problem. I'm not. When you're not locked in and not paying close enough attention and you miss that stupid ramp shot, you really screw yourself. Alright, can we... Oh my God. But yeah, I mean, the other thing I'll say, Java, I know that you play the on VR and regular Pinball FX and you know, VPX. Do you have a 4KP? I know they're hard to come by in the UK. Do you have an AtGames system as well, or do you only play on VR? See, I wish there was more information. It's just said, you know, jets level made. You get points the more you hit the jets, and I think it increases the value of the jet bumpers, which obviously, again, over time of game will add up. Times 8. Is there any way in hell I can get 100? Oh my god. Okay, guys. After I finish this game, I'm probably gonna end the stream there. Nice, 2 million. That was a 10x 200k, 2 million point plunge right there. That's always nice. Shit. Oh god. I was looking at my laptop screen. I was looking at my chat screen, and I'm gonna try. See, there you go. So this is one thing that you could do, just tooling around here. If you can consistently hit that million shot, which again it timed out on me, but this middle shot lights up the lights there at the heart. Now it doesn't. I don't think you can get that. I don't think you can get that to 1 million. Shit. See, but that's the challenge. That's the problem with trying to do that middle shot is you miss. It's going straight down the middle. So I'm just going to look at this in the chat here. So Java, don't have the 4KP, before I go to the VR, play on PC with a vertical screen, 400 tables on swivel on Steam, I spent a shitload, double dipping on Switch and VR. Yeah, right there with you, man. 4 seconds on the Heart's orbit. Yeah, and that's not a ton of time, but it's not a ton of time, but it's plenty of time if you can do what I mean, I think I got like 2 or 3 in a row. If you can get the timing down and just bang that loop over and over and over again, you can get some points there. It just doesn't feel, you know, if you're looking at that risk reward kind of, you know, way to look at it, it just doesn't seem, the risk of draining straight down the middle just doesn't seem worth it, where obviously the ramp shot is going to eventually be the bigger payoff. Especially since every time you get the ball up into the mouth and the eyes, it's 250k. I mean, the 250k to. But anyway, the reason I was asking about 4KP is I was just wanting to get some other opinions on, you know, the tables and how they play. between the 4KP and the VR. But I guess even with playing them on Steam, like I feel like the ball physics are somewhat similar between Steam and this. I know a lot of our RTX says that the Nintendo Switch physics. Oh my god! Why do I keep doing that? The Nintendo Switch physics are closer to the 4KP than Steam maybe. And I think Steam there's a setting to adjust them, but. But again, and seeing some of the scores, I know that some people, you know, again with the complete lack of flipper latency on VR, that it does make the tables easier to play. But it does, in my opinion, does offset it a little bit in the fact that the physics are so much different. But I will say, and this is again just my opinion, I think maybe others might disagree, but I feel like the physics on VR are the closest to like a real pinball machine of any of the, you know, V-pins that I've played. It really does feel like it's the ball is reacting like a real pinball would. Whether it's, you know, has the right level of kind of bounciness and floatiness, and the speed at which the ball travels. God, come on. Right down the out lane. I'm just having some really shit luck here with ball move a little slower. 4KP. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say, well, it's slower, although I guess it is. It's the ball reacts heavier, like the ball, you know. So on the 4KP, you see that the ball, you put your flipper up, the ball comes down, hits it, dies, thuds, and lands there like a, you know, like it's lead, which it definitely does not do in VR. So, you know, perfect example is Creature from the Black Lagoon, right? Like Creature from the Black Lagoon, I got this terrible habit that I developed while playing it on the 4KP. When you, on the Lagoon table, when you get it up into the bumper, it's actually very similar to this layout. You have the bumpers up here, it's bumping around, and eventually feeds down. Well, in the 4KP, you can just hold your flipper up and catch it just like this, right? Just like I'm doing on Bride. You cannot do that on the VR version. The ball will hit the flipper, hit the bottom of the slingshot, and go right out down the middle every single time. And it sucks because I played Creature so much on the 4KP, it's almost like an ingrained habit for me to put my flipper up and catch the ball, and I drain every time, and I have to like unlearn that bad habit of trying to catch the ball there. And instead, you got to let it dead flip, and then it ends up on your left flipper, which sometimes you want, but sometimes you don't. So I'm just trying to readjust on how to play, when to capture, when to dead flip. You know, you can, on the 4KP, you can catch the ball much easier, whereas, you know, on the VR, capturing the ball is, I don't want to say it's near impossible, but it's much harder to just, you know, just do something like that. Simply catch the ball on the flipper and have it stay. It just doesn't stay. All right, why am I having such a hard time hitting this fucking ramp? Get up there, you son of a bitch. Hey, Wingo, how's it going, man? Happy Saturday morning. I'm just screwing around playing pinball on a Saturday morning, although I'm gonna, as I mentioned, I'm gonna finish up this game, and then I'm gonna end the stream. I got some stuff I gotta do. I gotta run to the post office before they close. Our lovely post office closes midday on Saturday, so oh my god, seriously. I just mentioned this earlier. Sometimes that ramp is the easiest shot to hit in the game. And yet sometimes you just gack the thing over and over and over again. Hey, Papa Brad, thanks for joining the stream, man. How you doing this Saturday morning? Get up there. Oh, come on. Oh, shit. Okay. Settle down. Stop. Okay, great. Now, let's not screw this up, huh? Shall we? And I proceed to screw it up. Come on. Get up there. Okay. What are the chances of them giving me another billion? I'll never know. I can't get the damn ball up the ramp. Big wheel. No whammies. Stop. 10 million points. Ugh. That's the consolation prize. Don't go right down the middle, you son of a bitch. And that's gonna go down the middle too. That was me flipping out of frustration. Yeah, Pop Red, exactly, man. When I first fired up Creature, I was draining on shots and like habits that I got into from the 4KP, and I'm like, I can't do this. I gotta completely play this very differently. But ironically enough, and I haven't played it a ton. I need to play it some more. I mean, I know it's only came out a couple days ago, but Monster Bash, I played one game of Monster Bash, and I'm telling you, I played way better on Monster Bash on VR than I think I, could ever do. Well, not ever on 4KB. Like, Monster Bash was one of those games for a long time for me, and until recently, maybe a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, like, I couldn't even get into the top 100 in scoring on Monster Bash on the 4KP scoreboard. I had a really hard time with that table, and I picked it up on, in VR, played one game, and like I came up just short. And I know that again, most people you can get through Monster Bash, get through the monsters and all the modes several times in a game. But for me, first time playing and first time adjusting to the physics, I got everything, got Monster Bash lit. And then, and I shot the scoop where you start Monster Bash. It literally lipped out and went right down the middle, and I was on ball 3, and I was like, come on. Like, I just wanted to see, activate the Monster Bash mode, and they didn't even let me do it. And then I had to run. I don't think I've played it since, but it just was so funny and ironic. I got through my first time playing, got through all the monsters, got through all the modes. Had Monster Bash lit, and the game just completely boned me. Yeah, I mean, it is really, really good in VR. I have to agree with you there, man. But the thing is, the reason I haven't played Monster Bash that much is because I've been playing Charlie Brown Christmas, I think, most of the 3 new games. And I was telling Jabba, like, I just find myself, I'm new to VR. I just got it last week. Playing a lot of these games, games I'm familiar with, but playing them all for the first time. And like, I find myself doing a lot of the challenge modes on Pinball FX VR that you can't do on the 4KP, you know, like the one ball challenges and doing the campaigns. I'm spending more of my time when I play when I play the VR version. I'm doing that stuff more than just playing the games and trying to get on the leaderboards. Like and the way I look at it is, look, whatever I'm having fun, I'm not gonna kill myself and grind to get up the leaderboards. If I'm having fun doing the challenge modes and trying to get the all the collectibles, like, fuck it, I'm gonna have fun with that, you know. All right, jeez, come on, man. Oh, rebuild the solenoid. That's one of the things I when I hear that, it worries me. I gotta say, so I don't have the X Arcade yet. My wife got it for me for Christmas. I will have it in a few weeks, and I went ahead, a bold move on my part, I went ahead and ordered and bought the haptics kit myself. So on Christmas, when I'm gonna get the, hopefully gonna get the get that haptics kit, and then I'll do the installation. But like, I just the idea of hearing that shit's breaking already on it is a bit disconcerting. But I hope it's good. Between that and the haptics kit and the X Arcade itself, and buying the Meta Quest, a lot of cake. 5 million. God. See, I already got, they gave me 1 billion club. Go. Get up there. Come on. Get up the stupid ramp. Up there. Don't hit the slingshot, you fuck. God. So this is what I was talking about with that, like, on other platforms of this game, that ball will come down that ramp onto your flipper every single time. Here, it just does that occasionally, just likes to hit the bottom of the slingshot and then activate, and then it just screws up your, for me, it screws up my timing, screws up my rhythm, everything when it does that. God, all the way to 5K. That's a real waste of a 9 times multiplier. Whoa. So it's perfect, feels like a real pin. Well, that's nice to hear. Was the installation pretty easy, straightforward? I know you have to drill holes, but I think it says that they give you everything you need, even the drill bits and stuff. Once again, don't love the idea of getting something brand new, pulling it out of the box, opening it up, and then immediately drilling holes in it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Extra ball is lit, and I got a 10x multiplier. Okay, that's not... Boom! That's 2 million points for a plunge. Like to see it. cheap way to get my extra ball. You know, I totally forgot about the extra ball too. I don't think I had an opportunity for it to drain down here anyway. But usually when you have the extra ball lit, you want to get the ball, you want to light this lane and get the ball to come down. I just... Yeah, Brad, do you know if the pre-orders have started shipping yet? I think it said November, December. Now, I just ordered mine last night, so I know I'm not expecting mine now, but oh my God. Oh, Jesus. See, usually when you hit that and it comes out, it comes to your flipper, not straight down the middle. I just was not even expecting that to do that. So the fact that Zen hasn't, it doesn't look like they've mapped, it says that you haven't mapped the plunger yet. Is that part of the reason? Are they holding off shipping it until all that stuff is worked out in the software? God damn it. 14x multiplier, and I'm hitting the 225K. Oh, man. That just screwed the pooch there.
Welcome to the Billionaires Club.
Well, it'll be perfect at release. Okay. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed that it's all good to go and that they can get them shipped out and everyone can have them by Christmas. But that might be... But yeah, I'm excited for it. I have, to date on VR, I've only been playing with the, the standard controls. So I'm looking forward to getting my new toy on Christmas and setting it up and playing it on that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream there. I do have to run out and get some things done today, Saturday morning. Thanks everyone for tuning in and watching. So my plans for my channel right now coming up, I'm gonna do a full tutorial on Bride of Pinbot. So I just gotta do a little bit of research on this table to make sure that there's not, some other things that I'm missing. In terms of scoring, but I mean, ultimately, I think what you see is what you get on this table in order to get to the Billion Point Club. But anyway, I'm going to do a full tutorial on this, and then also going to work on a tutorial for Charlie Brown Christmas, given the season. And if I'm going to do Charlie Brown, I might as well probably do the Grinch at some point as well, even though I don't really love that table. But, you know, I'll do a tutorial anyway for the season. So anyway, that's my plans for the channel. So keep an eye out for those videos. But other than that, thanks for watching. Happy Saturday. Hope everyone gets a chance to go out and play some pinball today, whether it's real pinball, virtual pinball, VR, whatever. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everyone.